All right, I think we should be live. Should be able to be live. I don't know if it's not working. Where are my notifications? Should take a little bit. Is it going to work? There we go. I think it's working. What? Why aren't you? Hello? I'm streaming. Test, test. What? Why aren't you? Okay, all right. Just just warming up right now. I just got out of the shower. I needed to do a live stream update. Yo, what's good? Spin Guy J Gaming. I just started going live. Definitely something to talk about. All right, good. I'm glad you can hear me. Just waiting for a little bit of, we're just waiting for 2 minutes. Then we're going to start talking about Tropical Storm Helene. Oh, I forget. Oh, hey, Jaden, how are you? I was not expecting you. I was not expecting you to join in. Excuse me. Really good to see you, man. You know what? Hold on. I'm going to do this. Oh, wait. Hold on. I'm going to go on the main account real quick, and I'm going to give you mod. Trying to find this live stream right now. YouTube, not the time. Do not do this to me. All right, you're now a mod. I'm good, and this storm looks quite insane. Yeah, it is. Right now it's a tropical storm, but it is projected to be a major hurricane, which is not really that good. And the fact that it's going to be in the Gulf of Mexico, where there's people that live in the Gulf Coast, it's not even that good. I'm not looking forward to Thursday because that can really cause problems over there. So hopefully people are well prepared for this upcoming hurricane. And yeah. By the way, Jaden, we might get more people coming in. Yep, we're getting 4 people, or we're getting a few people in. I think they're starting to see this because this is a live emergency update on this tropical storm that's currently ongoing in the Gulf right now. So we're going to talk about it right now. So here we are. I'm on the Tropical Tidbits website. Whoever showed me this website, shout out to you. I really, really appreciate you guys showing that to me. That really helps me out a lot. And yeah, so here, right now, here is Helene. If you could look at this image right here, I am, yeah, okay, it's not that blurry. So you can see we've got some convection exploding in the air because of how warm the Gulf of Mexico waters are right now. And right now, this storm is located right next to Cancun, Mexico, and right around Cuba. So they're also going to experience some impacts from this storm. Definitely, whoever, I don't know if I highly doubt anyone's going to watch from Cancun and Cuba, but hopefully they're well prepared and staying weather aware just in case, in case it gets really bad for them. But I don't see really like too catastrophic. I don't see like a catastrophic situation for those areas. But the most concerning areas that I am worried about is where it's going to make landfall at. And looking at the models, or the recent models, they are showing it making landfall here near Tampa, Florida, or I would say north of Tampa, Florida. But it's actually pulling a Hurricane Idalia from last year, where it's making a similar path in a way. So the same areas that were affected last year are going to get hit again, which is, they deserve a break, man. I mean, they deserve a break. Hello, Sean. It's good to see you. All right, let's look at our cone path here for Tropical Storm Helene. So right now, this is where it's at right here, 8 p.m. Tuesday. I mean, it's 8:47, probably a little bit past that. It's going to remain a tropical storm, maybe at midnight, just depending on what it's going to do. And at 2 p.m. Wednesday, tomorrow afternoon, it is going to become a Category 1 hurricane. And it will probably intensify even more tomorrow. I mean, on Thursday at midnight, around a Category 2 hurricane. Then maybe in the afternoon hours on Thursday, it's going to become a major hurricane, which is a Category 3. It's not looking good, guys. And I'm telling you right now, I'm a little concerned about this. Is she going to be a huge hurricane? Unfortunately, yes, it's going to be a big hurricane, and big hurricanes mean big surges. The wind field's going to be bigger, which is going to cause a huge amount of problems. Tampa is actually going to get hit by this. If they're going to receive like tropical storm winds or hurricane force winds. They're also going to receive a huge amount of storm surge, and it's not looking really good. Like, and the areas like in Tampa, Clearwater, Sarasota, those areas are pretty populated too. And storm surge is like the most dangerous thing from hurricanes. They can easily cause big time problems and can destroy a house completely. Could it possibly end up slowing down and hitting Florida, since I live in Tampa on a Friday? I'm in UCF. So you're going to be in Florida on Friday. So I think it'll be past you on Friday. I think right around this time, it's going to be in Georgia, dumping lots of rain in like around Atlanta or something like that. So the worst part of the storm, it's going to pass you on Friday. But I don't know if you're in Florida, if you're going to be in Florida on Thursday, but if you're going to be in Florida on Thursday, then I would be preparing for this right now. What about VGCU in Fort Myers? Fort Myers, you're definitely going to receive hurricane force wind. I mean, not hurricane force, tropical storm force winds. Expect storm surge as well. But you're not going to get hit by the worst of it. I think all of that's going to remain to your north, but still be cautious about it. Stay away from the ocean, and just be prepared in case you guys do end up getting power outages as well. Yeah. Speaking of power outages, we do expect those to happen on when this hurricane does make close contact with Florida here. So. All right, back to the cone path. So as you can see right here, you can see this doesn't, like, if you don't pay attention to this at all in the middle, that's not where it's going to make landfall at. The cone path shows where it could make landfall. Like, it could make landfall right here near Panama City, or right here closer to Tampa. So this is pretty uncertain. I'm not sure whether it's going to make landfall at, but these hurricanes really love to wobble around a lot. So when it comes to wobbling, it's going to be unpredictable where it's going to make landfall at until we realize what's going to happen a few hours later. Does she have lightning? It definitely will. This storm, this possible major hurricane will have lightning due to rapid intensification. The Gulf of Mexico waters are super boiling right now. This is going to really crank this storm up and cause a massive storm in the middle of the Gulf. So yeah, I'm not looking forward to this at all. But whoever's storm chasing this hurricane in 2 days, I wish them luck. I wish them luck. But I hope to kind of stay away from the storm surge areas, which can really end up becoming a concern for them. Anyways, let's look at our spaghetti models. So here is our spaghetti models right now. This shows where it's going to be. Like the closer to where this dot is, the more accurate the path is going to be. But once we are like far out, it shows these models just like a little bit all over the place right now with Florida. You can see we got some spaghetti models making landfall over here where Idalia was at, and we have some spaghetti models making landfall over here near like Panama City and like legit on Panama City, and we have some making landfall here in Tallahassee as well. So, and yeah, that's going to cause problems there, and then it's going to ride up into Georgia. Atlanta, Georgia also needs to watch out for this storm on Friday, because we could see some tropical storm force winds there. We could see power outages, flooding, tornadoes. Those areas need to be watching out. And you can see this storm, the path is super weird. Look at that. This is mainly due to a trough coming in, and we're going to see a Fujiwara effect occur with this. We could see both of these systems just circling around each other, and whoever wins the battle is going to win the battle. So right now, this path is certainly showing it moving like back to the Atlantic right here. But I don't know if I'm buying that. That's really out of that's way far out. So I'm not sure if that's the case. But we'll see what happens when this trough and the hurricane are going to, we're going to see what happens. Here's another example of the spaghetti models. This is a more accurate, I think this is more accurate, honestly. I think this is going to make like a fall somewhere around Tallahassee. The next name storm after Helene will be Isaac. You are correct. For once, it won't be an I-named major hurricane that's going to make landfall. But still, we are still going to experience Helene, which is not good. So, all right, let's look at the intensity guidance right here. You can see the spaghetti models right here. You can see some of them going to a Cat 3 right around over here. One of them is trying to go to Cat 4, which is a little bit concerning. It depends on the Gulf of Mexico waters heating this entire storm up. And then we got some models indicating that still being a tropical storm when it makes landfall, which I don't think that's the case really. The Gulf of Mexico waters are hot, boiling hot. And this is going to legit make it very strong into like a low end category 3 or something like that. So I do expect that to happen. But the problem is this storm is super, it's going to be large. It's not going to be like a small hurricane that we're talking about last year with Idalia. I do think we're going to see a much bigger hurricane. And a bigger hurricane means more, I already said that, but a bigger hurricane means more damage, more power outages, more everything, this is not what we want. All right, let's look at our forecast models here. Here's the GFS. You can see we got Helene right down there. And as you can see, according to the 18Z GFS, you can see it is at a 968 millibar low, which means this is like around around a high-end category 2 at best. Right around the Gulf, creating some problems over here in Tampa, somewhere around like Perry, Florida. It's starting to cause problems, and then it just completely stops at 967 millibars. Not really. I'm not seeing like a major hurricane from the GFS apparently, but if that were the case, and the GFS is wrong, that it's not going to be pretty good and it's not going to look great. I personally predict that they will be 400 miles across. I mean, we'll see what happens tomorrow or Thursday, see how big this gets, but Mother Nature can do what she wants. All right, and then once we go to like 60 hours, we'll see this storm just riding into Georgia, still like 975. That's already like, that's around like category 1 to, that's like around category 1. That's a category 1 hurricane in Georgia. And it's going to cause problems in Atlanta too. And then it weakens to a tropical storm. Then it just dies out completely. And then it experiences a Fujiwara effect. Then it might become like a subtropical storm in case, but again, we don't know what's going to happen with that storm. And then look at this. Even though we're 200 hours out, we got another system developing near the Bahamas. But this is a lot of uncertainty with this model, like right here. And then yet, boom, we got another system right here trying and hitting like Pensacola. Definitely something to keep in mind of with these hurricanes. And like I said, the GFS, it's really not a good model when it comes to hurricanes, but it prints out an example what could a hurricane season look like in the future terms. So just keep that in mind. All right, definitely looking at Helene with the HAFS-A model. Exactly, but who knows? It could end up being a Hurricane Charlie situation. It could, but we'll see what happens. I hope to goodness it's not like too bad. Excuse me. Definitely something to keep an eye out on. So here's this model. It shows it being like a tropical storm right now, and then later, and then the future runs, it shows it as strengthening to its 978. This is around category 1. And wow, HAFS is going really aggressive with this. But that doesn't mean this model's accurate. I'm not saying this is going to be likely, but I mean, I see it becoming like a 933 millibar low, or like around like category 3 status, or high in category 3 at most with the HAFS-A model. And then it goes up into Georgia once again, and then boom, just becomes a Fujiwara effect and completely just dissipates and dies out. What about the HAFS-B model? Let's see what they have to say about this. If you're now just tuning in, let's leave a like on this stream. Really appreciate it. It will help boost the algorithm, help spread the word of this upcoming hurricane. I mean, a lot of people are probably knowing about this, but I would recommend leaving a like. It will help support the channel out a lot. In your personal opinion, Jack, how strong do you think this hurricane could be? In my personal opinion, I think this is probably going to be around like a category 3 at most, or high end category 3 to a low end category 4. The reason why is because there's no wind shear. There's no wind shear, no dry air stopping this. There's going to be a lot of warm waters. This is going to really intensify it. I think category 4 is not out of the question with this particular storm. But anyways, let's look at the HAFS-B model. As you can see, 980 millibar low. It's already like high-end tropical storms. Like I said earlier, it's kind of like the same thing with the HAFS-A model in a way. And then yeah, it just rapidly. I mean, for this one, it's a little weaker. Like for this one, this is like around category 3 at most. It doesn't show like a 933 millibar low like the HAFS-A is showing, but it still shows a pretty serious situation over here. I think Tallahassee will definitely if this model is correct, Tallahassee will definitely get hit by the storm, and then it causes the same problems in Georgia as well. And then boom, just dies out quicker than the HAFS-A model. So yeah. Let's look at the European. Like I said, I'm not a huge fan of the European model, but we're doing it anyway. Actually, I don't think it works on this app or this website, so I really don't care. Never use the NAM 3K for this. Don't ever use it for hurricanes because it sucks. Do you think there could be a Cat 5 hurricane later in the season? To be fair, like the thing is with this hurricane season in particular is that we were supposed to get a hyperactive hurricane season, but we didn't. We aren't getting it right now. We aren't getting it. which is good news. But I mean, the only Cat 5 we've gotten was Beryl, which was the earliest Category 5 in history. So, but that's another story, though. But right now we still got October left. October is when we still could get hurricanes here and there, but that's when season starts to die out a little bit. But October is still the month to be prepared for hurricane activity and stuff like that. So I think that's pretty much it for this website. Actually, can I go to the European with this one? Oh, I can. Okay, back to the European. If you're now just tuning in, make sure to leave a like and leave a like on the stream. Helps boost the algorithm out a little bit. Definitely will spread the word. It helps to support the channel too, so we can do more live streams like this in the future. Anyways, this is what the European model says. Does not show. I mean, it still shows like a 9. It still shows like a Category 2 storm, but not as intense as the other models have been showing. So, but like I said, models are models, and you can't really underestimate them a lot. Let's look at the, actually, I think, yeah, like I said, I think we're done with this website. I don't see really anything really to look at. Oh, don't want to do that. I mean, support these people, but I did not mean to do that. Anyways. All right, let's go. Let's exit out that website. We're going to go to the classic pivotal weather. If you're now just tuning in, welcome in, guys. Really appreciate you guys tuning in. Anyways, let's look at the severe weather probabilities. Let's look at the actually, let's look at the SPC outlooks. So we already have, let's look at day 1 real quick. So here's our outlook for today. We do have a slight risk of severe weather around the OKC area. And we do have a marginal risk of severe weather across the Appalachian Mountains and a little bit of Dixie Alley. We did have a couple tornado reports coming out of this in the Indiana, Ohio area, where there were a couple of strong tornadoes there, which is, I mean, it's rare for September because like you're only experiencing like mostly heat during like the late summertime, but then you're transitioning to fall and then you got these tornadoes happening. So that's pretty much it. Let's look at our 4 panel. It already ended, so it's really nothing to talk about anymore. But I mean, right now the main concerns for today is definitely going to be some large hail, definitely the main concern. There is a hail threat in Tennessee and North Carolina and stuff like that. And hold on 1 second. Anyways, here's our, we also have a wind outlook. We do have a low threat for wind over here in the Great Plains. And also we have a large, broad, low end wind threat also in the Appalachian Mountains as well. And we also have a tornado threat. It used to be much bigger, but now it's just completely shrunk a little bit. Definitely watch out if you're in Sandusky, Cleveland, Ohio. Definitely keep an eye out for a tornado or two there. And yeah, that's pretty much for today. Let's look at our day 2 outlook. We do have a marginal risk of severe weather in Florida, which is mainly due to Helene is going to make land almost about, I mean, what am I saying? This is when Helene is coming close to Florida. We could see some water spouts occur with this area. I mean, the main concern is definitely going to be tornadoes, which I am correct. It is tornadoes. And we do have a wind outlook, which is a 5% in Alabama, Georgia, and Florida. Probably because due to the outer bands of this hurricane reaching towards this area, I think there's going to be a wind threat with this. So definitely keep an eye out if you're in those areas. But if you're under a tornado-prone area, or if you're under a 2% tornado risk, please be mindful of this. A 2% means that there won't be any tornadoes happening. It just means there's a low threat, but there's still a probability of a tornado. So keep that in mind. Now here's our day three. Here's our day three. Actually, I don't know why it shouldn't say. It should say a slight risk. We're looking this up. Tornado risk. All right. Here's our day three outlook. I don't know why Pivotal is not loading that in. But this is our day three outlook. We have a slight risk of severe weather across Florida, Georgia, and South Carolina. The main concern is definitely going to be tornadoes. We could see several weak tropical tornadoes. I rule out an isolated strong one as well. We could see that occur in this area in Florida, Georgia, South Carolina. Please, and if you're in those areas, please be weather aware, because you do not want to be. You cannot ignore this. Like if you're not going to get hit by this hurricane, you're still going to experience a tornado threat, and you could end up seeing a tornado hit your home, and you just need to prepare for those. All right. So our day 4 through 8 is still a potential predictability too low. We're not going to see anything like trophy for a long time probably until November or December, depending on what fall tornado season does. So yeah, I think we're going to see, we're definitely going to see some tornadic activity occur probably on Friday too. I think Friday will definitely be another tornado threat as Helene goes into land more. I do expect the tornado threat to increase in Georgia, is in that area too. So, all right, let's look at our rainfall totals. I think this is very important to look at. Definitely is something to look at here. Let's look at Florida. Let's look at our forecast loop here. Oh, I did not mean to do that. Whoops. Okay, anyways. Here is our total rainfall over the next few days. Look at all that rain, man. That is just, you got 11 inches already piling up. So, okay, so here's a better time frame. This is at 12 in the morning on Thursday. This is 3 a.m., 6 a.m. Wow, look at that. All that rain's coming in. It is slowly getting there. You can see Georgia is starting to get some rain too. Wow, look at that. Lots of rain coming in. And then you got Helene just creating more rain in Georgia, which is going to cause some flash flooding problems, unfortunately. Oh, man. So that's pretty much it. If you live in Atlanta, North Carolina, South Carolina, I do expect a flooding risk to occur in this region over here. We'll also take a look at the outlook for rainfall, because I think that's also very important to talk about. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of rain in Atlanta. So if you are from Atlanta, yeah, you guys are definitely going to experience some flooding. That's not going to be good for you guys. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So yeah, I do expect, I wouldn't be surprised to see a flash flood emergency or something like that somewhere in the Georgia area, but I'm not gonna really question that. All right, let's go back to our national here. So here's our temperature outlooks for the next 6 to 10 days. Definitely going to be above average if you're in Arizona and Utah and New Mexico. You're all going to experience some warm weather over there. I think pretty much almost everyone is in the U.S. is definitely going to be above average. But I do expect, I think the least amount of warm wet though, which is good. Let's look at our 8 to 14 temperature outlooks, and I don't know why Pivotal is being stupid. I don't want to insult them. Okay, so basically kind of the same thing, but we don't see a very intense brown area. Never had a tropical storm going through Atlanta in quite a while. Yeah, it's pretty. I feel like the reason why is because because of how huge the storm is going to be. I think it's going to weaken a little slower than what most storms have done. Like usually when a hurricane makes landfall, it weakens pretty fast. But when you get a big storm like that coming in, it's going to weaken a little slower because it's kind of making contact with the ocean a little bit. So I think that might be the case with this storm. But then again, I don't want to underestimate it or overestimate it. Anyways, here's our participation types. Big time drought conditions occurring in the Great Plains. They're not going to receive any rain for quite a while. My neck of the woods is going to experience that too, but we're in the normal area, so this is great. This is kind of great for us. It's going to be pretty dang heavy over here in in Florida, Georgia, mainly because of Helene. So, I mean, if you wanted some rain, Helene's going to save your life, but not in a good way. And here is our 8 to 14 participation probability outlook. Got some participation occurring in Washington and Oregon. Less of a chance still in the Great Plains into New Mexico, Texas, and Colorado. Definitely gonna be dry. I will definitely start to get some drought conditions as well, but it will be not as bad. And we still got some participation over here and over here as well. So that's pretty much it for the temperature outlooks. Let's see here. What have I not looked at, right? What have I not looked at? All right, I'm going to go back to tropical. Oops, I do not want to go on Steam. Tropical tidbits. For those who are just tuning in, I just want to show you guys once again what this hurricane is projected to be, or what models are going to say. If you're just tuning in, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Definitely will go live for this tomorrow. Tomorrow will definitely be the last live stream about Helene before we take a break from the weather action. So Thursday and Friday will not be live because the hurricane is already making landfall when I get home. So we'll definitely be watching the storm, unfortunately, from live stream or from storm chasers and weather YouTubers out there. So definitely will not be live Thursday and Friday. But I will probably be live like once a week to check on the weather, see what's going on. But I usually go live the most when something major like Helene's about to occur. I would definitely go live the most out of this. So yeah. So here we have the GFS. So right now it does show it as a 966 millibar low, but look how big this storm is. You can see the wind field just stretches all the way out here, like right around here where Miami is. This stretches really far out, which is a giant storm. Like it's like stretches from here to all the way into Mississippi. That is just crazy big. And it makes landfall as a 967 millibar load, according to the GFS. And then it's going to cause some problems in Florida and definitely will remain as it's still a category 1 in central Georgia. And then it might still remain as a category 1 where Atlanta people are at too. And they could experience some power outages and flooding, tornadoes as well. So definitely be alert, Atlanta, Georgia. Definitely be alert. And then once again, there was like a little storm. It's like let's compare like storms. This is the small one that's the GFS is showing. This is the small one right here. Look at this storm right here. Look how big this thing is. It's huge. And it's not looking good. Oh man. So all right, I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you the other models and what they have to say about this. Here's the European model. So, what in the world did I just do? Oh, there's a sounding. Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, I didn't know there's soundings on here. That's cool. I'm learning something new. Anyways, so here is the European model. Does show the storm a little bit weaker than the GFS. As you can see, it's a 970 millibar low, but it's still a massive storm. Like it's still printing out a really big storm with this, but it's a little bit more weaker when it hits Florida, but I don't know if the European's going to be correct on this. And you can see it doesn't weaken really fast either, according to the European model. Definitely shows it being a tropical storm when it closes in on like Atlanta, even Augusta. I forgot about you guys. Augusta, Georgia also needs to be aware of this upcoming storm as well. We could see some really intense winds with this, including a tornado threat and flooding. So be prepared if you're in Augusta and Savannah. Hey, Jack, what do you think are the odds of rapid intensification for Helene? Definitely on the table with this. It's probably going to rapidly intensify either Wednesday or Thursday night, just depending on what happens. So yeah, this is what the European model shows. Like I said, I don't want to look at the NAM 3K. That's pointless. All right, so here we go. We have here's the HAFS-A model. Once again, I want to show you this. To those who just now tuned in and missed this, I want to show this again. As you can see, we got a 983. See this thing just rapidly just strengthen, like right around here. That's where it makes landfall, 933 millibar low. Definitely a big concern for the residents who just experienced Idalia last year. And it just doesn't grow. It doesn't strengthen that much once it gets closer to land. Then it just weakens out. It just weakens. In Georgia, it's still like a category 2 or 1. But then it just slowly just weakens. You can see 982 millibar low. That's still like tropical storm force winds there. Man, it just doesn't go away. The HAFS-A model is just super aggressive with this. The HAFS-B model, not as nearly as aggressive as the HAFS-A model, but definitely something to keep an eye out on. Still a pretty intense hurricane. And another thing I want to point out is that it shows it making landfall more to the west a little bit, like near the Tallahassee area. Definitely making landfall there. And then it slowly moves north towards Atlanta, still causing the same problems. A lot of models have been saying that Atlanta, Georgia is definitely going to get hit by this, and it's looking likely that Atlanta will be getting the impacts of this storm. So yeah, Atlanta, Georgia people, I'm sorry, but please be weather aware. That's all I need. That's all I have to say. Let's look at our satellite imagery. Let's look at this. Look at that. So here's our satellite imagery of this tropical storm. Look at those towering cumulus above. Look at that. See that? That's because it's getting stronger. And you can see we're starting to see more of a faster rotating area. Definitely something that's definitely trying to organize itself into a threat. Really, it's going to do that, unfortunately. So yeah, that's not going to be good. So Helene is definitely going to become a concern because some people watching. All right, I don't know if I'm missing anything here. Oh my God, and Steam again. Come on. If you have any questions in the chat, feel free to ask. I will answer your questions freely. Definitely will be live again tomorrow. That'll be the last time, like I said earlier. I'll definitely will be live a little bit longer tomorrow because I think that's when the day before it makes landfall at, and definitely will be concerning to those who live out in Florida. So I'll definitely be here keeping an eye out on it for tomorrow. So yeah, if you have any questions, and you can ask me them in the chat. I will not bite or anything. And tell me what's going to happen in your area, and tell me, and and what you need to know and need to be prepared in case. Let's look at the snow. While I wait for questions, let's look at the let's see if we can get some snow here according to the GFS. We're just doing this for fun. I'm not forecasting because I already kind of did it all. Let's see what the GFS has to say, because I'm pretty sure, I hope to goodness we get some snow. Yeah, you got some snow right here in the Rocky Mountains in Canada, which is pretty cool. Yeah, look at that. Oh yeah, I can see some snow trying to happen up here. Yeah, the jet stream is definitely going to dip down on this one. Look at all that cool air just coming down. You got some cool air coming into Maine. Yeah, look at that. If you look at all those 300 hours out, Maine is definitely going to get some snow here. Some light snow by the looks of it, but that's a little inaccurate though, so I'm not sure if they're going to get snow. But I mean, this is October we're talking about here, and October could end up bringing snow to a lot of people in Maine. Let's look at I think that's our total rainfall. Winter weather. Let's look at our total snowfall. Yeah, look at that. Ooh, interesting. It's 14 inches already in the higher elevations. Got some 1 to 2 inches up there in northern Manitoba. Oh wow, look at that. New Hampshire is going to get some snow as well. Even Vermont. Guess these people are definitely going to get some snow back, which is pretty good, cool. And you got Wyoming getting some snow too. 2 inches of snow. Really interesting. What do you think the height of this hurricane will be? Like, what do you mean by height? Don't mind me asking, what do you mean by height? Time is it? Oh, it's almost 9:30 p.m. my time. And I've been streaming for 40 minutes. Actually, let's look at our National Weather Service hazards. I forgot to talk about that. Let's go back to national blah, 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 blah. Oh, wow. So yeah, look at this. So we already have hurricane warnings. We already have tropical storm warnings. Unfortunately, we do have some severe thunderstorm warnings in Oklahoma too. It's pretty interesting. But the main concern is definitely going to be over here. We already got hurricane watches in Florida and Georgia already. We do have some flood watches occurring over here. In the entire area of Georgia is under a flood watch. That's because we're going to see some heavy rain over there. So definitely watch out. In Virginia, North Carolina, definitely going to see some flooding. I would not be surprised if they extended that a little bit more over here. I would not be surprised to see more flood watches being issued. So yeah, if you're under this hurricane warning, I feel like a lot of people are going to be evacuating this area over here. So yeah, I feel like people in Perry, Florida, or Gainesville. I think Gainesville will definitely be okay. Maybe Tampa. I mean, Tampa was definitely is going to prepare for him, not evacuate. I think this area over here will probably need to evacuate. Like I said before, if you have any questions, feel free to ask about your area and what Tropical Storm Helene is going to do or where it's going to make landfall at. So, yeah. Let's see here. National Weather Service forecast. Looking at our temperatures. Actually, does the GFS does temperature? Because I think they do. Yeah, they do. GFS does temperatures. Hello, people who are just now tuning in. We are just now just talking. It's just right now me answering your questions and what's going to happen with Helene and what it's going to do. So if you want to ask me anything about it, feel free to. So yeah, definitely going to be above. Look at that. 91 degrees in Wyoming tomorrow. God, that's going to be warm. I would die of the heat immediately in Wyoming. Oh my God, 102 degrees in South Dakota. That is pretty dang hot for this time of the year. And it's fall. It is fall too. That is insane. And this is like 2 days out too as well. And we're going to see 102 degree weather in South Dakota. Wow, even 90, it goes up in the 90s here in Manitoba. Like what? It's fall now, but like that's crazy. And then the temperatures just cool down a little bit. I think Helene will definitely affect my hometown's temperature. You can see it got a Fujiwara effect going on. You can see temperatures are definitely going to be cooler than usual around that area, and I'm probably going to feel it. Ooh, it's going to be chilly here in October, like 50 degrees. Yeah, look at that. You got some warm and cool air battling each other already during this time of the year. Okay, this is inaccurate. 103 degrees in October? Yeah, I'm not buying that. I don't think that's going to happen. If this does happen, then that's going to be absolutely insane. It's going to be 90 degrees in like early October, which I do not want the heat to return because I want cool weather. Like, can I please stay at like 70 degrees? That would be great. Just look at our jet stream. Got a little divot right here. That's our trough right there. It's possibly tilted and got some severe weather occurring over there. And as you can see, this trough is going to cause something over here, like right around where the hurricane's going to make landfall at. So look at that. Boom, just combines into one. Look at that Fujiwara effect there. And then it just slowly goes away, just like that. You got this high pressure system just dominating over there in New Mexico, leaving a lot of things nice and dry. Yeah, I mean, October is looking pretty toasty in my opinion. Early October. Definitely going to be a little bit more toastier. But that's what I think the most accurate thing is this happening. This is going to be accurate. Boom, just like that. I like that. I love the Fujiwara effect on this hurricane and the trough. Like it's super cool to look at. And it just stalls there. It just doesn't move for like the next like 2 to 3 days. Wow. If now just tuning in, let's leave a like and subscribe. I'm actually about to, I might wrap it up here in the next like 5-10 minutes. I'm definitely going to wrap this up. Because I got to get ready for bed tomorrow because I have work. And once I am back from work, we'll definitely do another live stream immediately before we're probably gonna be live for a long time. probably like an hour, over an hour, or maybe 2 hours, depending on what happens. Look at that little storm right there. It's such a baby storm. Yeah, and you got another tiny little storm. Yeah, this GFS just loves to print out baby hurricanes, except for like this one, which is bigger. It's just funny to think about. If anyone has nothing to say, I'll probably wrap this up. I think we already discussed about, I think I did answer most of people's questions about Helene probably 2 days ago. I think a lot of people are aware of where it's going to hit because, yeah, I will definitely go live one more time tomorrow and see if there's any new people that want to come in and want any updates from me. In case we do get some new people, but I highly doubt it. But I love to do this. I want to go live like almost every week, depending on how busy I am, stuff like that. But right now, after Helene, everything looks a little quiet. Like everything is just looking like we're gonna get some heat and stuff in October, which I hate. I really don't want the heat. I have a Venmo as well, so if you want to donate to me, it's up to you. I'm not going to force. If you want to donate to me, then feel free to. The Bahamas are just it's so over for the Bahamas from that little storm. Man, the Bahamas just really love to be the Bahamas for hurricanes. But anyways, let's see. I haven't looked at the participation type on the GFS. So you see that's our hurricane, then Fujiwara, then goes away, leaving everything nice and dry, unfortunately. I mean, it really sucks. Got little storms forming in like Florida. Big once again. All right, I think I'm gonna wrap this up. Oh wow, we just got new people in just before we are about to wrap it up. For those who are just tuning in, I am about to wrap this stream up. I am so sorry if you guys were a little late, but I'll definitely be live tomorrow, just probably a longer stream tomorrow, right around when I get back from work, maybe like around 6 p.m., like probably around 6 p.m. definitely, and see what this thing is going, the storm is going to do, and stuff like that. So I really appreciate everyone tuning in. We had 11 at max. I mean, everyone's aware of this storm pretty much. So, I mean, they're not watching anymore. They're probably watching the news and stuff like that because, you know, they're already talking about it. I think they were not talking about it on Sunday. That's why the stream went really big that day. But I'm glad to I'll definitely do one more live stream tomorrow. A longer one at bet. So that way we can talk about what this is going to do. So yeah. All right. I will see you everyone tomorrow evening.